Hey everybody, Eric in the garden today. Apologize in advance for the audio. It's extremely windy, but this is an important video follow-up. I hope you enjoy the pruning video. That was certainly a lengthy one. You can tell these beds have been done. They're starting to push out. You can see the more dormant bud eyes here are just starting to push out. It's still quite cold here on occasion. We're in March, so we still can have some freezes, but these buds are much less along than prior to pruning, so they'll be able to handle cold. You can see there's where I left off the last bed. You can obviously see the ones I haven't gotten to. This is about a 2-week process with working and juggling life. It takes a while to get these beds pruned back. I want to show you one quick thing, a before and after of Mr. Caleb. This is the before for the most part. I'll show you, I did one cane already. Look at all those leaves on top. You might worry, is it too late to prune? No. Some bushes and varieties just leaf out sooner than others. The whole goal is still the same. I still need to remove cross canes, anything dead, and I need to open this bush up regardless of it leafing out. It's still March. We still could get a freeze. We could still get cold. So I'm going to take this back by a quarter, and all these leaves and this smaller canes on top, they're kind of weaker and not nearly as strong because this is late winter, early spring growth. This has kind of been stunted. It's been warm, it's been cold, it's been warm, it's been cold, up and down. Versus, I'll wait for the wind to die down here second, versus as you prune off the top quarter of the bush, look at that bud eye right there. Much more dormant. You can see these bud eyes here. So if we get a late freeze, which is often the case, those will be much more able to handle the cold. And you can see some of those bud eyes there. Again, I'll mark it with the pruners. So same thing. No, it's not too late. Obviously, you don't want to wait super late in the season, but we're still probably toward the tail end of our window for pruning. So the whole point of this video was to show you if it takes you a while, it takes you a while. It is what it is. I hope to knock these rest of the beds out here this weekend. So for now, this is a look at Mr. Caleb. Let me get my shadow out of the way. And then after this is what Mr. Caleb looks like after pruning. So you can see quite the difference already. Again, I apologize for the wind. It is what it is. I haven't done this back part of the bush. You can still see, all that foliage has been taken off. And when you first looked at the rose bush, you probably thought, wow, why even touch it? That's a tremendous loss for the bush. But look what's left. Big, sturdy, healthy canes, lots of active bud eyes. Some have pushed out more than others. Some are more dormant. Real sturdy. You have that hourglass look. What I mean by that is it's kind of a vase look. It's open in the middle, and then the canes spread out. Real good air circulation. And from a distance, all this stuff on top looks great, but it's kind of junk growth. And what I mean by that is a lot of these leaves came out in the late winter and early spring. And again, up and down, warm, cold. I call it junk growth here in eastern North Carolina. These are not substantial leaves or canes that are going to take us into the summer. So I left one of them for you to see. Look at this puny cane. It's just not going to do much. Here's some examples of ones that I'll take off. You can see how small and spindly these canes are. So a lot of that growth on top that you see from a distance that looks good, in this case is not. It's real spindly. And you're still talking 2.5 to 3 foot canes here that are left. So despite removing the top quarter of the bush, what I'm left with is something that's going to really do well as we head into the summer. So this is what the bush looks like about three quarters of the way or so pruned. As the sun sets, it is time for me to get inside and get warm. We've actually fallen through the 40s today, which, again, all you northerners are going to laugh, but into March, that's pretty respectable for daytime temperatures to be in the 40s. Nonetheless, this is how Mr. Caleb looks after the pruning. Some of you might, remark that don't grow roses a lot. Wow, that's a lot that got taken off. But look how clean that rose bush looks now with regards to healthy canes. And when I do this shot from above, you can see how it's all open in the middle. Really looking good. And it's March now. I'll show you what Mr. Caleb does, if I remember, in May when it blooms. Should be looking quite dapper. As always, I appreciate the new fans. Your biggest compliment can be to share these videos, share the page itself. The next video I do, hopefully all these will be pruned and they will look more like these. And even the grass is starting to green up. If you don't live in the south, our grass goes dormant and it looks terrible, brown, and it looks dead. We don't have snow on it. We can see it, but it is ugly looking when it's dormant. But you can just start to see some of the centipede is starting to green up just a little bit. Some of the green is weeds, but for the most part it is starting to green up as we march towards spring. Have a good one, everyone.